The story we're going to hear today is titled A Lion on the Path. I want you to take a minute before we begin to think about what you already know about lions. What describing words would you use to talk about a lion? Maybe you would use words such as fierce. Would you use the word tame? Wild, frightening, stalk? What type of words would you use to describe a lion? Well, good readers often use what they know to figure out what happens in a story. So I am predicting that this story is about a fierce lion. Now, I've never met a lion, but I'll use what I know to help me understand how the people in this story feel. Go ahead and buckle those story belts. We're about to begin. There once lived a man and a woman who were farmers in far off beautiful Africa. Now, even though their farm was very small and the man and woman had to work hard to make a living, they felt very lucky. They even grew enough extra vegetables to sell in the village on market day. One day, the man and the woman were working under the hot sun in their sweet potato field. "What a wonderful sweet potato crop we will have to sell on market day!" exclaimed the woman. And then she remembered, "Oh my, today is market day. I must hurry or I'll miss it altogether." With that, she lifted the basket of potatoes onto her head and ran off. "Be careful, dear," the man called after his wife. "A fierce lion was seen along the path that goes over the mountain. It is safer to take the long way to the village." "You worry too much," laughed the woman. "I promise to be careful, though." When she came to the place where the two paths crossed, the sun was already high in the sky. "If I take the long way, I will surely miss market day," she thought. "Better to take a chance and follow the short path." Back at their sweet potato field, the man became worried. "My wife promised to be careful," he thought, "but she was in a hurry. I wonder which path she took." Finally, he stopped working, and with his hoe in his hand, he too set off toward the village. When the worried man got to the place where the two paths separated, he saw the woman's footprints on the shorter path, the one near which the fierce lion had been seen. As he followed her footprints, he saw the basket with all the sweet potatoes tumbled about on the path. Thinking that the worst had happened, he dropped his hoe and started running. Around the next bend, he stopped when he saw his wife standing beside a large rock, and there, watching her, was a fierce lion with a hungry look in his eyes. "If only I hadn't dropped my hoe along the path, I could chase the lion off," thought the man. "What can I do now to save my wife?" Then the man remembered he still had his mbira hanging from his belt where he always kept it. Now let's stop here a minute to ask ourselves a question. What is an mbira? Well, it could be a rock or a big stick if he's thinking about using it to chase off the lion, right? Well, let's see if that's right. An mbira, dear listeners, is an African musical instrument like a very small piano. Well, we were wrong about the rock. A musical instrument? How is that going to help the man? The man quickly began to pluck out a tune on the mbira. Ting, ping, ling, plink, it went. The music startled the lion, and it looked toward the man, fascinated with the sounds. "Quick," the man whispered to his wife. "Run to the village." The woman ran toward the village. Now the man wanted to run after her, but the lion crept toward him. And each time the man stopped playing the mbira, the lion began to growl. So the man stood very still and continued to play until his thumbs were sore. Just then a small voice said, "I've always wanted an mbira," it whispered. "If you give me yours, I'll play it so you can get away." The man looked down, and there was a rabbit. Wait a minute. A rabbit? How could a rabbit help? Would a lion be afraid of a rabbit? Well, the man was surprised, but he gladly agreed. And still playing, he slowly bent down to hand the mbira over to the rabbit. As the rabbit played, the lion looked at it. Soon the man quickly made his escape and ran to the safety of the village. Oh, now I see. It was the music that kept the lion occupied. While me